Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles, episode 122. I'm ArticulateT, the Game Master. Apologies for the delay. We just had the whole kind of month of December gets very busy, and then immediately after that I managed to somehow catch the flu. Do not recommend, 1-star, terrible position to be in. But as always, I have Renji Vox, being played by Nether.
I'm still here.
We have Hikan Sio, being played by Avrdal.
With varying audio quality today.
We have Shari, being played by Rubber Pirate.
Hello, I'm also here.
We have Max, being played by Keistrith.
Present.
Yeah. And there's currently an audio blip on Avrdal's end, so audio quality will vary as internet may come back or not. But we're all here, we're all back. It's been a while, but we are returned to the game. And so, in that instance, might I ask one of you to remind us what had happened last time?
You may, and I shall. Last time we met the Storm's Eye, they had just lost their trusted companion Mara after a stunning revelation. Now this does not sit well with them, especially not with Max, as his magic overwhelms him yet again, endangering himself and this party as a storm gathers around them. Luckily, he manages to calm down before he does any true permanent damage, but he does take a further step in his draconic transformation. Zidane manages to take control of the storm, easing the gale winds and rain for the party as they travel back to Gerudo Fortress. There, they set up camp for the day, with Tyrina making sure they can travel on the next day. For now, they rest, and Max finds and starts reading Mara's journal. It's a long read, as Mara's past is extensive. She created her own individuality, first to lie to her original master Nazgradar, then to observe Hyrule, and finally to become her own person. She would don guises to be part of Hyrulean life, finding comfort in feminine or more gender-neutral identities. And then, thousands of years later, it is Renji Vox who brings up her past, by bringing her the sigil of the Sovereign Hand after the death of Minister Simeon. She begins traveling with the Storm's Eye, becoming friends, and helping them with their tasks. But she is afraid of what they might do when they find out what she is, and who she had worked for. And she's afraid of the moment where she may have to part ways. And that moment has come, albeit not in the way she had expected. And we're very, very hard at work to make sure it's not a permanent goodbye.
Yeah. Indeed. So it is. They would return to the party, having just finished listening to the reading of the journal, discussing what comes next. It is early morning at Gerudo Fortress. The sky is turning from the dark hues of night to the bright blue shades of day. Activity begins in earnest around the fortress, though with some tribulation, as the ground is still somewhat muddy from the previous day's rainstorm. It hasn't gotten to the point where the sun is up long enough for that to be dried away. You currently sit within your collection of tents in the spot designated for you to rest for the moment. Tyrina has since come back with breakfast and has discussed with you exactly what it is that she intends to do as part of helping out with this situation. But she has made mention that that not only is your passage to the desert been granted, as was the deal, but there is now a couple of sand seals available for use in order to traverse the desert sands. Yeah. Which she knows that for the most part, when it comes to most of your party, it's not exactly difficult to deal with the sands at the moment, since one of you can fly, one of you can be a sand seal, and one of you can run 10 times faster than the average human being.
One of
So-
you can run on water.
Yeah.
Renji, when were you able to do that? I'm kidding.
I can sit on your shoulder as you do that
For an hour.
for an hour.
I wonder if Max
Wait,
carries on.
can we do that for an hour up to
Says-
our?
What if
proficiency?
someone could ride on Max's back?
Oh, would be cool. Not gonna lie.
Tyrina says, I'm gonna leave the iron knuckle set here. I'm okay in chainmail for now. It'll just be easier to travel, especially if time is of the essence. But I think I'll be okay with a sand seal. Just make sure to eat up, get your strength ready, and we'll go as soon as you're fully ready. I know you guys have traveled a lot. I know you've been up Snow Peak and everything, but it's still dangerous out there. So I just want to make sure that you're all ready to go.
Is it hard to ride a sand seal?
A little bit. You ever done any like shield surfing before?
No, it's never come up.
Okay.
Also, and I hold up my shield, which has a very large, like, pearl protrusion on it on the front. I don't think this will work for that very well.
No, we got some spares that we can use and actual sleds, but I mean in the sense of like, have you ever had to keep your balance on a surface while said surface is moving downhill or across something very quickly?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. Well, it's that, but also leading and steering an animal as if you were riding a horse. It's you'll get used to it. You're
That
pretty
sounds
good
like a
balancing
lot.
everything.
Do a lot of the Gerudo shield surf or sand things? Because
So-
if that's the case, Renji, I think your pearl's a little bit smaller than the jewels that they have.
I suppose.
I couldn't send it in the Roll20 chat, but I did send a Gerudo shield image. In
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Discord.
fair.
Yeah.
I
That's not a
always
traditional
imagined a pearl
surfing
of power
shield.
to be kind of like size of a fist. But yeah, that
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic we're taking things here.
There'll be plenty of time and space in order to practice. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll get it fairly easily. But I would also suggest packing some blankets and everything, making sure that you're prepared for hot as well as cold weather, and plenty of water if you have access to it.
Apparently, a pearl of power appears no different from a typical pearl of average size and quality without
Oh, never
means of
mind
magic
then.
detection.
Never mind that.
So it's small.
It's small.
Yeah, Max has probably already finished his breakfast.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
been eating it
with,
this whole time.
and with Tyrina's
And as soon as he's
mention-
done, he just gets up and is ready to go.
yeah. With Tyrina's mention, I think Renji is going to check that like the water skin he has is fully filled up, and going to check that for others as well.
Max just gonna stare out into the desert until everyone's ready.
Keep an eye on that desert. Make sure it doesn't do any tricks.
It's more I want to go now because Mara gone. Gotta get Mara back now.
Yep,
Yeah.
Go now.
agreed. It's just making sure that the desert
Oh my god,
isn't doing a
my
kickflip.
captions did not like that sentence.
Oh no.
Mara gone, gotta remark.
Oh no.
It doesn't work all the time, no.
Yeah,
It does
it's
not
very
work
funny.
all of the time. But that's fine though. It's okay. All right. But yes, so you finish your morning preparations, you get ready to go. Tyrina will lead you over to near the gate where there are some stables. There are some traditional horses and everything, but for the sake of speed and ease, Tyrina does suggest the sand seals. These creatures, for those who may not have seen them before, are like big walruses, though not as big as walruses can get. They usually stand around about the tops of their heads are about the shoulder height of Max, I would say, with big tusks and a mane that kind of has this sort of mohawk look to it. They kind of just roll about and dither about on the sand as best they can. The person at the stable kind of looks to Tyrina, and Tyrina gives a bit of a nod, and she brings over a few, like, not necessarily shields, but like sleds with footholds in them. It's like surfboards almost, or snowboards. And she says, and this stable person says, "All right, so how many are we needing seals for?"
I have a question.
Sure.
Do they have a tendency to stay together as they move?
Yeah. They pack animal stuff.
Hmm. Looks at the seals, looks at some rope. Hmm.
Typically, a sand seal is strong enough to, at full speed, pull one person and can pull multiple people, though that will slow it down.
I'll take one for the experience.
I mean, I also want to try it. It's just I was also told you had extra shields.
Yeah, and she'll like present to you something a little shorter than a tower shield, but just as rectangular. And it has two little wooden loops in the in it, so that you're able to, which are big enough for you to just stick your feet in. So you've at least got more control over the board beneath you. Which says, if this doesn't suit you, then we have some regular bucklers and heater shields, kite shields. We have a bunch.
How much does that cost? This one?
Tyrina just says, it's on the house for now, for this specific journey.
All right. Thank you very much.
Max is going to do the same thing he did with the horses ages ago when we bought those, and approach the sand seals and see if any of them don't immediately dislike him.
Give me an animal handling check.
In edit mode, that's why it's so weird.
Okay.
16.
Nice.
Modest
With a
16, not bad.
Yeah, with a 16, you begin approaching them. They do kind of like eye you warily, but they don't move from their spot. As you kind of get close enough to one of them, this kind of bigger, slightly bigger than the rest of them, sort of creature with a black and brown fur, and these kind of piercing yellow eyes. It assesses you very briefly, but then kind of like relaxes a bit. Like it does the kind of thing where it watches you, you get about a couple of feet away, and then after it realizes, all right, okay, and then just kind of like
You're
goes
not
back to
immediately
relaxing a
killing
bit.
me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're not a Molduga.
Yeah.
You don't smell like a Molduga.
The message says we should probably have one each.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because he heard that meant faster.
Awesome.
And it's like,
Okay.
is there a way I could like tie this around it so that I can fly while it pulls me along?
You might have a bit of an extra time trying to steer it when you need it to go, but you are able to do that. We have a couple kites laying about that we do this with a couple of times.
Max will just slightly spread his wings.
Yeah, that'll do. The stable master will at that point kind of like go over to her own sand seal, this blue furred looking creature with kind of like the mane has been somewhat stylized, made a bit shorter.
Does the mane have bows in it?
It does not have bows. It cannot be Patricia. It cannot be the
I know
best
it's
sand
not
seal.
Patricia. I know it's not. I've been an ancestor.
Oh dear.
Patrice, but okay.
But yeah, the what she'll do is she'll kind of like go over and she'll like very quickly run over the basics of sand seal usage. The idea is that you have like they have a rein that is strapped more or less like a bar they bite onto and then secured properly to the head, and you have two lines with which you it can pull left and right. Like you pull back one way in order for it to turn one way, pull it the other way, that sort of thing. And how to like properly balance on the board, you know, and turning with and against the sand seal as and when needed. The one thing they do mention is that sand seals have the ability to basically swim through sand like water. So the rope is almost partially submerged when the seal begins its movement. When it comes to doing it with flying and a longer rope, you're essentially it's the same thing, but it might be the turning might be a bit more violent because of the way it's the length of it and everything like that, depending on how
Master
far you
says,
fly.
Master says, that's fine. I've had worse.
Yeah.
I will be back shortly.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, the they basically just say if you ever get separated from your sand seal, don't worry about it. They don't usually go far when the line gets cut, but if you need to, just they stand out like a sore thumb when they're not in motion. You'll be able to see them perfectly fine. But if you do get separated entirely, then make sure as a group you stick together, so at least you're not all getting lost out there in the desert.
Makes sense.
Okay.
How long do you
And
think you guys will be out there for? And Tyrina says, judging from where we're going, I'm guessing at least a couple days. And Stable Master goes, okay, well, we'll throw in some extra food just in case you need it, but there are some succulents out there that sand seals eat, so be sure to keep an eye out for those in case your supply runs low.
All right.
We'll get ready to go.
You'll be okay to go. How far up do you fly when you are prepared to be pulled by sand seal?
How long is the rope?
The rope is basically 2 lengths of a 50-foot rope.
I'll go for like 70.
Okay.
Just so that I can like see higher and further.
I mean, in the sense of like it's 2 separate lengths of 50 feet.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's so you got like one for each
So
ring.
I'll go like 40 then.
Okay.
Not
I
like
mean,
maxing it out, but
we all know that distance isn't Euclidean in D&D, so
I will go high.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
And I'm
And
imagining if we get.
like we said before,
Mhm,
while flying, I'm going to be, and occasionally looking around to see if I can see the tower or any
mhm.
dangers.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reading the Book of Gains.
Oh yeah, the Book of Games.
For its entertainment.
It's more that I have to read a full 48 hours of this in 6 days.
Hmm.
So if I can do it while moving, I will.
I understand.
Oh dear.
That makes sense.
Okay. So, when you are ready, the Tyrina kind of guides everybody over to the open gate, helps
Mhm.
everyone set up their sand seals as needed, and then when everybody is ready to go, will snap the reins of her sand seal, and immediately the one that she is tied to will dive into the sand. There's a small cloud of sand as it bursts up, and she's off. So,
Ooh.
for those who wish to follow her, give me an animal handling check.
Oh boy. 14.
I rolled a 4.
21.
Okay.
But it's a total of 10.
So I
I also rolled a 4.
Yeah.
Yay!
High enough.
21.
Okay. Hikan, you
Wait,
follow
no,
the
Con
instructions
rolled a
exactly.
17.
Yeah. So Hikan with the
Yes.
Hikan with the 21. You follow the instructions to the letter and follow Tyrina's motions exactly. And with your natural balance and everything, you also immediately take off and match her pace. Zayden with a 15 and Max with a 14. It's a little harder going. The sand seals that you have received are somewhat more belligerent, but they do eventually take
I
off
do not know what
running.
the make it go command is.
Yeah. You do manage to go, and there's a bit of time where you're trying to make sure that they're going straight, but you do manage to eventually catch up and keep pace. Renji, it's a bit more difficult. You have to try and like snap the reins a couple of times in order to prompt the seal to get moving, but you do manage to get the seal going, and after some time of making sure that your balance is all set, and balance is easy for all of you, I think at some point you've done balance enough to keep on your feet.
Look, if I am allowed to use charisma for fighting, no, I still have I only have I have a +5 to acrobatics or a +3 to athletics, so it's above average.
That's fine. The that's okay. Like, yeah, as I said, you don't fall off the board just yet. It's just a case of like it takes a bit for the seal to go, but you do manage to get it moving, and eventually it does speed up a bit to keep up with the pack. And so it
We
is.
eventually get into formation.
Yeah. So it is that you move into the Gerudo Desert proper.
Yes.
I want castanets so bad.
They're fun.
Yeah. So, as the mountain range begins to slowly move away behind you and you head into the sea of sand before you, the sun having finally come up over the horizon and the heat begins to hit you. It's still quite... It's honestly a magnificent sight. Just these rolling sand dunes and occasional mesas far off in the distance. You see patches of succulent plants like cacti and other things just as you head on past. Tyrina, being the one leading this, because she knows the desert and knows where to go, starts turning everybody to a more southeasterly direction. And you are making a terrific pace over the din of the movement and everything that is. Tyrina says, shouts out, So, this what's it? This dream guy? What do you make of him?
Good question.
He's cryptic, but he's helped us to the best of his ability.
From up in the sky, you just Billy here. What? I'd take my headset off of that.
Oh, this is terrible. That's wonderful. and from below, like you hear, we're talking about the dream guy.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Is this a comedy podcast?
Maybe
so.
occasionally. I mean, Flamgo
Look, we
exists.
gotta balance what happened with Mara with some humor. Come on.
I suppose so.
Tyrina just kind of like after discussion, just kind of nods and says, "Uh-huh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's very cryptic, but he's also indicated that that's not entirely his, like, what's the word? Like, he doesn't want to be cryptic, but he kind of has to be for some reason.
I see. That's real unfortunate.
Indeed.
To be honest, I haven't heard anything about the tower in the desert like this. We would have known. So this is.
he knows shit.
Sorry, what was that?
There's no way
I
in hell
like
Renji didn't hear that.
the captions are picking it up.
Yeah,
Renji has the best perception here.
I know. Reg is just being a little shit.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. So the conversation continues like this in some way, shape, or form. Like obviously with the noise, conversation doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you travel on, a couple of hours go by. At least once during this trip, Tyrina suggests everyone stopping at least for 5 minutes to let the seals rest for a little while and everyone have drinks and get their bearings and everything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And as you continue onwards for another couple of hours, there is actually, I need the person who is in the sky to make for me a
Hi.
perception check, please.
That's me. Saving things. 23.
23.
Nice.
Okay. So, as you are traveling, you cast your eye to the side briefly, and you see roughly 500 feet away is a cloud of sand that appears to be traveling. It turns briefly before eventually makes a wide arcing turn and is starting to head straight for all of you.
I imagine during one of those breaks, we gave Max a sanding stone. So that we can talk to each
Right.
other.
We sure did. We gave Max probably Mara's sending stone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just gonna pull out and be like, hey, something's coming this way. Big cloud of sand. Slowly coming towards us.
Any more specific?
Big.
Okay.
Look, I can't see through sand, alright?
No, I get it. Everyone, there's something coming this way, a cloud of sand.
I'm just gonna point in the direction.
That way.
Don't pay attention to that. I just clicked it on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Can you deflect every
Every
bit of
grain of
sand in a
sand.
cloud?
Yeah.
Can I deflect the Molduga on the way?
I also fear
Does
that
a
it may
Molduga
be
count
a
as a missile?
Molduga.
dear. But yeah, the as you begin, as you point it out, Tyrina will kind of look briefly over in that direction, and will say, she'll express concern.
Renji doesn't know what a Molduga is.
Max definitely doesn't.
Zayden might. I haven't been in the desert, so.
Yeah.
That's just like big cloud.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. As you move on, Tyrina will just kind of like look over in that direction and see the clouds like shit.
You know
Ask
what it
Max
is?
if he sees any nearby plateaus or hard rock somewhere.
Max, do you see any hard rocks or plateaus nearby?
I'll look around.
There is a set of rocks that is towards the east of where you currently are heading.
I'll point that way and say, some rocks there.
Okay, we have to go east.
Okay, everyone follow me as fast as you can. And she'll snap the reins again to try and get as much speed out of the seal as possible. And I would like everybody to once again give me an animal handling check.
Oh dear.
8.
24.
20.
18.
Okay. Awesome. Right. So, as you snap the reins of your sand seals, Renji with a 20, Zayden with a 24, and Hikan with an 18, the sand seals begin to pick up speed, and you're able to turn them to follow Tyrina.
Mm-hmm.
Max with an 8. You snap the reins of your sand seal, but it manages to send the wrong signal to the sand seal.
I headed like a horse, not like a seal.
Yeah. And it turns, instead of like speeding up, it immediately turns to the right and begins like turning you toward where that cloud is coming from. And the rest of you see like Max's seal suddenly veer off into a different direction.
Oh no.
How
Can
fast
I-
do sand seals move?
40 feet.
Okay. I let go of my sand seal.
You let
I'm running after Max.
I will attempt to grab Hikan's sand seal line.
Okay. All right. So let's do this in appropriate order then. Give for me a Dex save, Renji.
Next save.
Yeah.
That's just, 21.
All right. So you
went
managed to, as you see Hikan abandon the sand seal and take off into a mad sprint after Max, like time slows down slightly as you then pull your sand seal to slightly turn towards the other one and reach out and snatch his reins before it disappears. And now you have two sand seals that are currently heading after Tyrina. Hikan, with your on-foot movement speed, you are easily able to catch up with the sand seal that is attached to Max.
Excellent. And then I would like to direct the sand seal towards the proper direction, and I will run next to the sand seal.
Okay.
Just pull out some food and have it follow.
Yeah. Okay,
Or fruit, maybe it'll give some wisdom.
Yeah.
Give me an animal handling check.
Absolutely. That's a 6.
Oh no.
This seal really wants to get eaten.
I'm
Oh.
about to cut Max's line and just run.
Oh,
with
I'll be
Max's
fine.
Throat. That's also fair.
Yeah. So
The seal will not.
You run after this seal, with it half submerged in the sand. You reach out to try and like direct the seal to a different direction, but as you do, perhaps just fearing this new presence, as it approaches, spurs.
Can I help?
Yes, you can.
Can I help
Yes.
with the
In that
animal
case,
handling
it
roll
is
by
not a 6.
pulling at the ropes some
It
more?
is a 23. So, between the two of you, you managed
Yay.
to get the sand seal to turn turn away from the thread, which in turn has made some tremendous gains in this chase.
It's been reading.
Oh no.
And
It too is reading the Book of Gains.
Yep.
yeah. And you managed to get the sand seal to move, at the very least, in the right direction. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move everybody over to a new map.
I'm just clicking all sorts of things today. I apologize.
And these are the collections of rocks that Max had managed to find. Tyrina says, "Pick a rock and stand on it. Don't stand on soft sand." And will direct her seal to head over to this rock here. One that she can easily topple onto if needs be. And will stand on it. And try and pull the sand seal in turn onto more solid ground. What do you do? Where do you stand?
I think Renji is probably going to move to the nearest one. This way. Oh,
I don't know.
I realized.
For that one. Rock.
I need to update my HP here.
Okay.
Alright, so just gonna keep an eye on with how far away the cloud is and let everyone know
Yeah.
how close it's getting.
By the time you reach this point, it is roughly 100 feet away.
Mm,
You have
And then we'll
just
continue
enough.
giving Hikan the help action to get us moving.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't quite make it to the one that Tyrina's on. I'm not going to crowd Renji.
no, you're okay.
Even though Renji benefits from me crowding Renji. But I can stand on this one over here easy enough.
And bring the other one over.
Yep.
Be behind it.
Okay.
I'm gonna move a little bit higher. Just at the maximum height from here-ish,
Yeah.
because it pulled me over.
Yeah. So as you hop onto the rock, you turn around and see this large plume of sand heading straight towards all of you before eventually it stops and everything falls silent. And Tyrina just kind of is looking around rather warily and says, like, over the silence, says, "Okay, I'm careful now. It might still be here." At which point, the unfortunate sand seal that is currently the most on any point of sand turns as if to panic as there is an explosion of sand behind it, and very briefly there is a large, long-snouted worm that emerges from the sand, opens its maw, and in one gulp eats the sand seal. It is
Desert
looks like
sashimi.
that.
Oh no.
Heal ye.
And this one is.
We were just
gone.
talking about them.
Oh my god.
And it disappears back under the sand.
Oh no. Could I have reactively thrown an Eldritch Blast that way?
Yes, but at disadvantage.
Sure. That's 1.
Okay.
20. 14. And 19.
Okay. The first and last one hit.
Good. Okay. 6. Oh. What was it? Oh, that was aspiration. I apologize.
That's okay.
So
It would have been
the
a
last
17.
Yeah,
It would have been a 17 to hit.
Oh, a 17 to hit, then that misses.
Yes. Okay, then it's just 6 points of damage.
Okay. The one of the blasts, two of the blasts go wide as you have to contend with the sudden screen of sand. One of them hits its mark, but it does not stop its trajectory. And I will need everybody to be rolling some initiative, please. Get up the.
All right then.
darn.
Bad.
I do love this music.
I just wish I could pump it up louder.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's Molduga and not Tyrina, but I have a feeling it's Tyrina.
There's just one more for the sake of convenience. Okay. And then to add okay. Let's get this started.
Okay.
Zayden, you're up first.
Poseidon, seeing that it is currently underground and needs some way of trying to get it above ground, I guess I should do a nature check to know if I actually know about Moldugas, or were we informed about them?
You were not informed specifically about Moldugas, but feel free to give me a nature.
Okay, an 11.
With an 11, you know this is not a Molduga. This is something that is called a Molgera. It is a similar creature, but it's more worm-like as opposed to fish-like. And that is as much as you know.
Okay, I will... I will point my decanter of endless water across, say, here, and will choose Geyser to see whether or not it reacts to the sudden beam of water soaking this location.
Okay. Well, given that it's not its turn, you will not know until we get to that turn. Okay. So you use the geyser. There's I'm going to put a box. Yeah, I remember where you put it. So it's about. How big is the thing?
Water in this water. Geyser produces 30 gallons of thing. Gush of water, 30 feet long, 1 foot wide. Aim it at a creature, so
So
for the
what?
sake of it, say that's where the water's been targeted.
Thank you very much. Although I need to actually move that onto the actual. I realised I'm on the GM layer. Token. There we go. Sweet. Okay.
Evolve into wet patch.
Like a like a bullet. There's just a small plume of sand as the pressurized water slams into it and makes this wet divot in the ground. Renji.
What kind of action, like what would it take for me to help the sand seal up on the rock?
If you want to forcefully pull it up, it would be athletics. If you want to guide it and kind of goad it up, that would be animal handling. If you wanted to scare it onto it somehow, that would be intimidation.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a little bit of intimidation
Okay.
by first rushing over here and thunderclapping here.
Interesting choice of tactic. Okay, so you rush out. Give me an intimidation check.
An intimidation check. That is 19 points for the thunderclap. 12.
Okay. Right. Cool. Nice. With a 12, you certainly spook it. But since they have their own turn initiative and they'll have to use that movement to get on there. But it does look like it's wanting to get away from you.
Yeah. Which makes the next thing a little bit tricky because I'm going to be moving back.
Okay. That's fine. That's okay. It all happen all this happens normally simultaneously within 6 seconds, so it's all good. Okay. Next up, unless there's anything else you can or would like to do on your turn.
Movement and action. I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration. Let's see. No, that is not it. This is it. Yeah, Tyrina's within range for that. Tyrina, I have no idea what this is, but I know you. I know you can get us through this. Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you. Awesome. So, on the layers go. Let's get some layers going. There is a brief rumbling through the ground, and you can see often, somewhere off in the distance, smaller gouts of sand begin popping up as roll some dice. Okay. These over here. as much smaller Mulgaras appear out of the sand and begin moving forward. Did I put those on the map layer? I think I put those on the map layer. That was silly of me.
You did.
Token.
Because we'd see them, yes.
Token. Cool. They just pop out of the sand and enter initiative. They like perk up briefly and look left and right to see where everything is, and then spy the group of you, and then would just begin their movement towards you. But yeah, that will be the lair actions go. Tyrina's go. Let's see. I think what she's going to do is possibly something incredibly stupid. At least as far as
Or brave.
fighting these things goes.
You and me both, Tyrina.
She's going to, after kind of like using like a python or anything to like put the reins of her sand seal properly onto this rock, she will utilize her movement with the intention of effectively doing a running attack, just going past. So she'll get as far as here with her axe raised, and will strike at this Mulgara with both, or with this Mulgara larvae with both hands on the great axe. But gets a natural 1.
She does have
you know.
bardic inspiration.
It's an at 1.
It's a nat 1. It wouldn't
I
matter.
know.
Yeah. So that would be her turn. The seals goes. Only one seal has been prompted to act, which is the one that is with Renji, and it will scramble as best it can up onto this rock. And that will be its turn. The others are perfectly content with where they are. Then it's the larvae's go. Or is it larvae? I can't pronounce words. I'm bad at that.
Okay.
It's
So
whatever you want it to be, don't worry. They're not real.
the one fighting Tyrina will try and bite her. It's a 15, which does not hit her armor class.
Yay.
Pops
Like
back
she's in
and-
chainmail. That's
Oh, she is in chainmail, isn't she?
that's 16 for
Yeah.
chainmail.
That
Yeah.
should be. Yeah.
Okay. Then this one will begin its movement here, and will also attempt to bite Tyrina with a 16, dealing 8 points of piercing damage. And with it, as part of the movement of trying to bite, because essentially what they're doing is like dolphin swimming through the sand. So it hops up, bites Tyrina as it slithers by, so back into the sand. Will use the remainder of its movement, which is 30 feet. So that would be moved about 10. So it gets here. And then will utilize one of its abilities, Slither By, to use its bonus action to move further. It's going to position itself here to harass the sand seal. The others, however, will continue on. So they'll move here, and they'll in fact use the dash action to get even further. So this one will go after this sand seal as the closest bit of food that it can see not being harried. And then this one will utilize its dash action to slide forward as far as it can. But that will be the lava's turn. Khan.
We need the sand seals because yeah, we've lost one. And while we do have a flyer, we do have somebody that can run. Having more is still good. I do have a climbing kit from Mara, which should have pythons in it. Seeing Tyrina do that, I'm also going to pop one into a rock and then just kind of take what little bit of rope that I can from the slack and just make sure that this one's tied in place.
Yeah.
Just a quick loop, not anything for an action, similar to Tyrina.
Yeah.
Let's see. So if I go here. Okay. So that doesn't hit anyone. If I go. Nope. Okay. So I'd have to hit this one first. I have a lot of things that I can position for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 35 feet. If I have this right, I can aim that way without without hitting them. So I cannot get the spells to pop up on my sheet, unfortunately. I don't know why. It could just be that it's not displaying for me.
Let me have a look. What, did you put them on the sheet?
Yep.
Okay, let me have a look. Time
to
IT support this.
Yeah. But from here, I would like to take a note out of Max's book. And I would like to cast Lightning Bolt from the Ether Medallion. Which I believe,
It's a good one.
Which I believe is a DC 17 dex save because it's from the Medallion.
Yeah.
And it's 8d6 for Lightning Bolt? Or is it 68?
It's 86.
8d6. So that would be 29 damage to the 2 Mulgara larvae.
So one of them gets a 0.
Oh,
That's good information to
And the
have.
other one gets a 16.
So that's full damage.
Yeah. Okay. It's 29. This one, as you bring out the medallion, and with the focus that you have acquired, with a brief snap of electricity and thunder, it races through the air and hits both of these smaller worms. They're still up, but they are grievously wounded.
Okay. And then I'm going to move here, where it should be a little easier for these worms to attempt to attack me.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. I realized I could have done something for the sand seals. But it's fine. It's new. It's fine.
It's okay.
They're all on a square with a rock right now, so that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Max.
I have a question when it comes to holding a spell as an action. Can I set the trigger to be if thing shows up or end of turn? Because I want the
Yeah.
spell to go off, but I can have it go off without the creature being there and still do some damage with it.
I think so.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The trigger will be if Mulgara shows up or end of turn, and the spell is Psychic Scream.
Nice. Very cool. Okay. So.
Also, I'll be a bit further down because I probably would have to be because of the rope.
Yeah.
Okay. 30. There we go.
Nice. Okay, so as you prepare your spell and scan around, wait, do you mean like before the round ends?
Basically, it's Zaiden's next turn.
Zaiden's next turn. Got it.
Because I think it goes after me, I think.
Okay. Well, in that case, as you prepare yourself there, there is another rumble as almost directly beneath where Zaiden had placed or shot the sand, there is another eruption of sand as the thing emerges and prepares to bite down on Hikan. Feel free to cast your spell.
I've been damaged for it probably, but intelligence saves from that and up to 10 creatures, so all of the little guys.
Ooh,
If they have an intelligence score high enough, I don't know.
nice.
They have an int score of 1.
Oh, that means it doesn't work on them. Does the big
Does
one
the-
have a higher intelligence score?
Unfortunately not.
Then it does nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh, use a golden spell. Well, there goes my next level spell slot.
We'll find something with a higher intelligence score for you to blast something with. Because Psychic Scream is very cool. It is a very
Yeah.
cool spell.
I was hoping to stun it so the people could, beat it up.
Question.
Yes.
Did Tyrina say what this thing's name is?
No, it hasn't crossed their mind. She was hoping to get to the rocks and then, like, ideally wait it out so that there was nothing to do, but yeah.
Okay. Well, it's trying to bite me, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It will rear up and try and bite Hikan. It does a 27 hit.
27 hits.
Okay.
So it's 27 piercing damage. We'll start with that. So I already see something where it says a DC 20 dex save throw, but it says 21.
Yeah,
On the-
treat it with the flavor text. I don't know why the thing is there. So it is DC 20.
Okay.
Or adjust if I can.
DC 20 dex save. I just need an 8. How about a natural 20?
32. Very nice. Okay.
Wow, you just barely made it.
Whew. Oh, pull on the collar. But yeah, the immense worm rises out of the sand and bites at you. You manage to move out of the way just in time. It does catch your side, but it doesn't envelop its whole jaws around you in order to try and swallow you. And it's in the process of going back underground, but it's still within visible range at this moment. But yeah. So, with the Mulgara's turn done, it is Zaiden's go.
Zaiden wants to move down to here and pull the sand seal next to him there.
Okay.
And then he'll tap his staff upon the ground and reverse the very flow of gravity for this guy.
All creatures and objects that aren't somehow anchored to the ground in the area fall upward and reach the top of it. Okay.
There is no fixed object, and
There is no
Yeah.
fixed objects, but half of it is buried in sand. So what I can say...
well, I can do this.
Not
I
to,
could do
not
this
to
like
make
partially
it...
underground to like suck it up.
Yeah. Like I say, not to make it useless. What I will say is that while that is there, it has completely immobilized the Mulgara because it can't like it's like what was it? It's literally the opposite of dig up stupid, which is just like it can't move itself down because gravity tells it to go the other way. but it also, like, because it's so heavy and half of it is stuck underground where gravity is normal, it's just stuck there, so it can't move underground to do anything. So while you maintain that spell, I'm considering the Mulgera effectively immobile, and I'll also say restrained for the sake of any kind of additional effects that are on top of it.
Wonderful.
So we will put a thing like that and that there, just to remember. But yeah, nice. Yeah, as long as you can maintain concentration on that Mulgera cannot move, and is exposed to be attacked from all angles. Well done. Anything else you want to do or can do on your turn?
Not right now.
Okay. Renji.
All right. I will move over here to defend my seal friend. And as I do... Actually... Flanking?
Sure, why not?
Super advantage! 27 for the first attack.
Okay. That hits.
That hits. Excellent. Sneak attack damage on this one. So that is 12 points of radiant damage. Plus 20 is 32.
You slice through it and it falls apart in two pieces.
Wonderful. Let's see. That was 15. I
10, 15, yep.
will dash 30, 35, do a second attack on this guy.
Okay.
That's a 27
That hits.
for 17 points of damage.
That one also falls apart in two halves.
And then I will rush with my remaining movement here, and I will shout, Tyrina! Do you know what this thing's called?
Okay. She'll respond with, Mulgera!
Excellent! And I will have, hopefully, something to do next turn.
Okay. Then it's the Mulgera's lair action. It's going to... it tries to wriggle free of the reverse gravity and is unable to do it. Beneath the ground, its elongated tail will swish about and cause a destabilization in sand nearby.
Boy.
And it creates a sand pit. Mulgera's presence stokes the creation of a massive whirlpool of sand within 5 feet of it. The pit has a 20-foot radius. The pit is considered difficult terrain, and if a creature ends their turn inside it, it is dragged 10 feet to the creature, to the center, and creatures in the center are swiftly buried. The pit remains for 1 minute. And that is going to pop it here. Okay. So that's the lair action. Tyrina's go. Tyrina's seeing the giant Mulgera, as you ask about it. Shit. Will turn around. Is going to try and finish off this Mulgera lava in order to get back there and deal with the big one. So she's going to take a swing. Fortunately, an 11 is not going to be enough in order to hit this Mulgera.
No.
Don't worry
But-
about it.
Is Bardic Inspiration still there? Or is that gone?
10 minutes.
Okay. What's your die?
1d8.
Great. A 14 is still not enough in order to hit this
No!
Mulgera. That's okay.
Hurt.
She is going to try and prioritize the big thing, so she's going to take an attack of opportunity as she steps out of the thing's square. 17 is enough to hit. She takes 15 piercing damage. The most damage it can do, but she's going to then move the rest of her movement to get... Yeah, it's a 50-foot radius anti-gravity thing. How big is the zone, and where did you put it, Zayden?
Let's see, it's 50 feet wide.
It's
That
actually
would
100
be-
feet wide. It's a 50-foot radius.
Basically from here to here.
I see.
Wait, what?
We do not.
No.
Oh,
Alright.
To where?
So that's...
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
so this would also be quite visible
No.
because it's like at least 5 feet into the sand, so all of the sand in this area was pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's now. What's the word? This was on high rollers where they did reverse gravity. Oh, I forget the word. It's a technical term. Oh well.
Bucky.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that'll do.
definitely.
Okay. Grand. Thank you very much. So, like, for some reason in my head, reverse gravity was like a very specific small cylinder that you could pop on like a couple of people. It baffles
it's
me
big.
how
This is
big
the
area
hardest
is.
thing about my high level spells is they're all like massive areas.
Yeah.
Look, I am more than fine going in the air.
Well, that's Tyrina's go.
I
The
already am.
seals
Exactly.
are happy to remain where they are, except for the one near Zayden, which is panicking because it's being dragged onto the sands where the dangerous things are. But it can't really get away. The lavas go. This lava will chase after the thing it was trying to eat, and will bite Tyrina again. That is a natural 20. Holy fuck. The dice don't like me today. So that's 23
the
points
sound
of
like
piercing damage to Tyrina. And it will... it will use its bonus action to scoot over here. It's got an intelligence of 1. I'm gonna make a private roll to see if it's stupid enough to to hop into the anti-gravity.
Please do. It'd be very funny.
Pretty high roll, so it's gonna kind of like tilt its head in, like get battered back, and its attention is on the area now as to what happened with it, because it feels like it's basically just been softly uppercutted and it doesn't know what the hell did it. The other Mulgera, lava is going to attempt to... I don't think it was harassed by anything prior to getting to that seal, so it's going to attack the seal.
Okay.
That's another nat 20 for 16. It just
Wow.
immediately bites into the neck of this sand seal, and there's a sickening crunch as it immediately takes the thing's life. And that will be...
That's a
yeah. Is this Mulgera lava stupid enough to exit into the anti-gravity? As it would use this opportunity to move away. That's a low roll. It's pretty stupid. So it through its movement, it will try and drag its prey into the thing, but it's quite heavy and it's unable to do it. So it darts back into the sand here and is immediately caught in the thing. And it proceeds to fall 100 feet upwards.
Whoops.
There's just this 7-foot-long sand snake just pulled out of the ground and just very swiftly ascends up. and is effectively out of the fight. But yeah, so that's that one taken care of. You can.
All right. So, brief question:
Hmm.
Is the Big Mulgara considered in this square?
Yes.
Cool. What I'm gonna do is, using some fancy footwork, I'm gonna move 5 feet here.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna use one of my new abilities, bait and switch places with Tyrina,
Okay.
and Tyrina gets 3 more to her AC.
Nice.
So I will move myself there so Tyrina can move there.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a quote-unquote free action. It's when I move. I'm going to take a couple of unarmed strikes against Big Mulgara, because I'm not too worried about Little Mulgara. 16?
That is unfortunately not a hit. Although it is restrained. I don't know if that does anything.
Oh,
Restrain gives you
right, I did
advantage.
actually pull that up. That did, so yeah, so that's a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Okay. Damn. Tyrina's pretty low on the initiative list in comparison. Fuck it. I also would like to add another 1 damage to it, but the next attack roll against it has advantage.
Nice.
As I bring its focus more on me. So that's 1 attack. My second attack is a 25 for 10, so total 20 damage on it so far.
Yep.
Flurry of blows. God, I am managing so many resources right now.
You're doing quite well.
23 for 12.
Mm-hmm.
One more. 25 for 7 plus 10.
Nice.
If it takes necrotic.
Yep.
It is also poisoned.
It is
so-
unfortunately immune to the poison condition.
And good to know. Action surge.
Yeah.
22 for 9 more.
Mm-hmm.
29 for 14.
Nice. Very good turn. You
Very
just
well done.
fucking, like, you move over, you, like, with one practice motion, move Tyrina out of the way of this, of the smaller Mulgara, and immediately, just into the hardened, sand-covered hide of this giant worm. Like with the force enough to tear away bits of carapace, and yeah, you've made quite the dent. Nice work.
It was literally kind of like a heel turn around Tyrina, just to kind of like the little side bump of support and the quick warrior nod before just aura all over the fucking Mulgara.
Nice.
Very good.
Very well done. Okay. Then it is Max's go.
Okay, Max is like, right. New stuff doesn't work. Got it. Where's my lines? Try not to get it done. Should work. That needs to be lower down. And up here. You know I'm drawing lines. Come
I
on.
know why you're drawing lines. I'm just helping, so that people can see on my stream as well.
Remember,
Max
this,
would like
this
to
one
do some-
here is 100 feet up, so it will not be.
I
quite-
know.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering with that one. I want to
Okay.
get the little one behind the gun. So that's a DC 1 dex save. DC 21 dex save for both of them.
Okay. So the small one can't pass because it has a
Uh-huh.
-2. And the big
You know
one
what?
pass. The big one
I'm gonna
can't
spend
pass
some.
either.
I'm gonna spend some sorcery points. There's a 1, a 2, and Yeah, there's 2 2s and a 1, so I'm gonna spend 3 sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna roll 3d6s.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. I don't believe you have to spend 3 sorcery points.
For 1 sorcery point to reroll a number of damage
A
dice.
number of
Charisma
that
modifier.
damage.
Okay, I've spent 1 sorcery point.
Okay. Cool.
And the
You just
one...
got rules lawyered. I
Okay.
don't know if I want to make that a catchphrase.
No. Yeah, the 1, 2, and 2 are now a 4, 3, and 6.
Okay, so that'd be
51.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so that immediately evaporates this one Mulgara.
Yay!
Just flies apart. The big one is like lights up like a Christmas tree as you hit it with the full force of 51 lightning damage.
And Max gets a new special effect where sparks crackle up his horns now.
Oh, yes!
Is it like a Jacob's Ladder sort of situation?
A little bit.
Nice.
All arcing between them.
Yeah.
And here I'm imagining the Tears of the Kingdom, like, headdress charge up.
That's also cool.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what inspired it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay.
I do have a bonus action.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points. And I'm gonna do a 5th level. No, I'm joking. I can't actually do that.
unfortunately.
Well, I'm in melee range of this thing, so I'm gonna punch it. 27 for 18 lightning damage on the big one. I should move there to be in melee. There we go.
You might want to be here instead, otherwise you'll be reverse
yeah.
gravitated.
There we
They
go.
just turn upside down. They can fly.
It would be
Yeah,
a bit
there you go.
confusing.
Okay, but yeah,
Okay.
27 hits and you do deal 18 more lightning damage on top of that. Nice work.
Nice.
And I'm now providing flanking.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You're welcome.
Then it's the
Thank
big guy's
you.
go. It is going to. I don't think it's smart enough to know about lightning damage and its sources.
I think it's smart enough to do anything but just
It's
react.
just like, oh shit, I got struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Damn you, Sky!
From 0, attack rolls, creatures attack rolls have disadvantage. Okay, so it's going to try and bite at the thing that it knows was punching it. Or at least remembers it was punching it. Where'd I put Mulgara's sheet? So it's going to try and bite at Hikan once. With disadvantage because it is restrained. I don't think
14
a
ain't gonna do
14
it.
hits you.
Just not.
Yeah. So it just like in one straining, flailing motion, it tries to swing itself to the side in order to try and snatch at you. You move out of the way expertly, and it's once again returns to scrabbling about as best it can. And then it rolls back to Zaiden's go.
I'm gonna move here to give protection to this sand seal in case anything spawns down the south side. And then I will cast on this guy a storm of ice.
Okay. Yeah, so it can't pass the deck save. That is 22 points of total damage. Go. As you summon a chilling cold that this thing may never have felt before, and batter it with hail and ice. Yeah, it's
I don't know, if I remember my Breath of the Wild, it gets pretty cold at night in the desert.
it does, but it's like it's not. It doesn't know what ice is yet. It does now. It doesn't have a name.
Why does
for
the
it.
sky hurt?
Why does the sky hurt? Yeah. Why is the sun so loud? So yeah, awesome. Anything else you want to or can do on your turn?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Renji.
Okay. Seeing that this thing is restrained in Zaiden's gravity well, Renji is going to attempt something that has been percolating in his mind for a bit. You can see him doing like a series of Sheikah hand signals, and around his hands and fingers, the dark pixels of the Twilight Realm start forming as his signals, his hand signs get more frantic, more quicken, and then he just, in a voice low register, he says, "Mulgira," and he is going to cast. I'm just going to call it Renji's Psychic Lance.
Okay.
Oh.
Question. Does like Psychic Scream, Psychic Lance
No.
have minimum intelligence?
No, it does not have it.
Okay.
Oh, but I rolled so bad.
That is an unfortunately low damage roll.
That is so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It certainly can't pass that. It has a -5 to its intelligence save, so it's it takes the full brunt of that 18 psychic damage.
And
And it's
I
incapacitated,
cannot save. Yes, it is incapacitated.
Oh.
which I believe means it's basically unconscious.
Um,
So,
currently, it is incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
It
incapacitated.
just can't take actions or reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just completely done for
Yeah.
the round.
It skips its next turn.
Handy.
Yeah. I think that means, since it falls under the category of action, and most of its lair actions in turn rely on its ability to do things, it means that technically the lair turn is also skipped. So, good luck.
I'll happily go along with that ruling.
Yeah, it's one of those things where,
As someone
like,
who has never gotten layer actions, I too would like for that to be a thing.
it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like the Mulgara itself is a thing so powerful it warps reality by its mere existence. It's stuff that it does is because it's so big, its movement is causing things to happen as if it were a lair action. So because it's been immobilized and now incapacitated, it can't move or scream or do anything that would cause any other lair action, so it's just kind of stuck.
That's fair.
But yeah. Is there anything else you want to or can do on your turn?
X-Blade's curse.
Fair enough. You apply your Hexblade's curse upon this mighty creature, in order to better assail it when you can. Despite its incapacitation, the sand pit, the whirlpool of sand that is next to you, is still going. It will remain there more or less for the rest of the combat, the way it goes. But yeah. Okay. Cool. So the lair action is skipped because it can't move. Tyrina will then attempt to strike at it with advantage and flanking and all that lovely governs. For a natural 20.
Yes.
And she is gonna smite on top of that. So that would be
Oh, thank you.
2d8, 3d8, 4d8, 5d8.
So this is already 35
Yeah.
points of damage.
Ern is doing all of the damage.
Good for her.
An additional 19 radiant on top of that. So that is
4.
That's 35, 40, 54. Nice. Just with gritted teeth and a frustrated hits it. There's a crack of of power and a blinding radiant light as she strikes at the creature with all of her might, cutting away a number of sandy scales and carapace and everything. It's quite impressive. She's going to remain where she is, though. Then Seals goes. They are also still rather content as to where they are. The Morgera larvae, now outside of the sand, is completely useless, being like hung in the air 100 feet up, so it also can't do anything. Hikan.
Okay. Fuck it. I mean, it ain't moving. Might as well beat the hell out of it. It's not holding on to anything, so. Alright, so 29 for 11.
That hits.
30 for 9.
That hits.
Flurry of blows. Tyrina's looking pretty alright, right? Like, I could see her health bar, but she's feeling
She's above half
okay
health.
overall.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, she's able to continue going. She's not worried about her safety or her health.
Okay. So that is 30 for 12.
Mm-hmm.
29 for 14 plus 6 for 20. And so 25 on that last one.
Nice.
I got so much shit now.
As you continue to strike at this thing and tear things away, your key destabilizing the very physical structure of this monstrosity, it is not looking like it is going to be much longer for this world. But you can tell, even in its incapacitated state, that it is still alive. It's kind of like very lackadaisically trying its best to retaliate, but it's not going well. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn, or can do on your turn?
I could. It's incapacitated until the end of Renji's next turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Start
I'm
on
good.
my next turn.
Start of your next turn. Okay. I'm still good.
Okay. Next.
Can you get a little bit higher up? Because old reliable is very reliable.
Mm-hmm.
That will be... Oh, I see some lower numbers in there.
That's a
The
shame.
growth are 5.
It would be a shame if those stayed low.
There's a 1, a 2, and 3 threes. So I will simply re-roll all of them.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Oh,
much
God.
better.
Whoa.
All right.
Empowered spell is paying off.
It is. It is paying big dividends.
6, 6, 5, and 6.
53, I think? I know, 58.
58. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know if it can make a saving throw in this state, but if it can, good luck.
Well, even if it could, it can't beat 21.
Alright.
I suppose I should be asking, how do you want to do
You know what?
this?
Can I snipe the other one that's 100 feet in the air as well?
Sure. I mean, it's the other one's not surviving the fall anyway. It's okay.
That's fine. I want to snipe it though.
Yeah. Yeah, and while it had full health, it's not enough health in order for it to survive that. But yeah, so how do you want to do this?
I don't really know which kind of shape it's in right now, but fuck it. Yeah, just kind of like swoop down a bit, aim up, and blast a lightning bolt. I don't have anything fancy for this one. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. Yeah, you position yourself lower the angle, and with one triumphant blast, the bolt hits the Mulgara, like runs up the creature, and then as its head is like flailing around, its position is positioned in such a way where it basically blasts out of the thing's mouth and hits the other lava in the air, which then promptly explodes in a shower of sand and chunks of beastie. Before the Mulgara would normally like topple over and collapse, but there's reverse gravity going, so it is literally just limply falling upwards, while still buried into the floor. And then silence pervades over the area as everything comes to pass. Tyrina just kind of like sits down on the sand.
Can you turn the floaty sound off, Sidon?
Eden will turn off gravity.
Yeah, the thing kind of
Corpse
then
falls.
yeah, the parts of the lava fall, like rain down. The Mulgara itself just slowly teeters over like a tree.
I'm gonna look in its mouth and see if anything of that sand seal is salvageable.
Um,
Because it might have just been swallowed in one go, so if it was, then maybe you can get it out.
as you kind of like peer inside, give me a perception check.
18.
Unfortunately, sand seal has been chewed.
Oh
Oh.
no, it's become a choo-choo. That's not
There's-
how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no sand seal left to go, and there is and with Tyrina's one down, you are down to 3 sand seals.
Oh no. I guess it's time for Renji to become a stoat.
Is there?
Hikan stretches, like does his legs things, and then will be more than happy to be Max's sand seal.
That works too.
I don't just look at you. I don't know why you're all volunteering for this when I can literally just turn into something.
For how long?
9 hours, I think.
It's up to you.
I was just going to ask a question. Is there any part of the Mulgara we can harvest for value and wealth?
Sure. Give me a survival check.
I help.
I'll guidance myself on this. That rare spell I have.
Never ever been used.
24.
Okay. So with the 24, you begin cutting through bits and pieces of the Mulgara. You get, I want to say, you get 4 Mulgara scales, which are quite big, so you have to like put them in a bag of holding in order to reduce their size. You get 1 of the Mulgara's eyes, and you also get. Oh, nope. I've somehow managed to. How the fuck? I managed to somehow drop the D4 in, and it landed in such a way like it's got the impossible thing of somehow it's like done the coin flip and it lands on its side. But
That means you add all of the numbers together.
You get 3 Mulgara teeth, which are also quite big.
Now to work out who even wants to buy this stuff.
I could also make potions out of it. I have the alchemist kit and proficiency in that, actually.
Max is going to try and get the remaining sand seals ready to go while you're doing this, because go.
I'm glad that you said teeth because I was about to ask a really weird question in regards to it, which was how many feet of Mulgara tongue do we get?
Oh, I see.
Question. Have a look. Also, I've just noticed. Apologies, stream folks who are watching the stream. My OBS decided to be weird in that it had the map start of the battle and then refused to update itself at all. So despite me moving the camera around in the actual window where the map is for the players, it just
That is a shame.
wasn't updated. I do apologize. There was a very interesting battle. If you would like to see it in action, please make sure to check out Nether's stream. As they also stream as well.
Twitch.tv/NetherVT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You get 10 feet of Mulgara tongue.
Melgara tongue.
Yes. Which is
The big
like
blue
this-
thing that you hook shot usually
Yeah.
when you're fighting it in Wind Waker.
Okay. With that all set up, Sidon will then nod and turn into a sand seal. Should give us sufficient.
Okay.
But yeah. You spend some time getting everything together, calming down the sand seals, reorientating where you currently are, which is about over here-ish. And then with that in mind, Tyrina will nod and get stuff ready to go. And says, we could probably go on for another couple of hours before we'll have to stop for the night. As she says, as the sun is not directly overhead, but it's like, by the time you've gotten to this point, it's somewhere in the middle of the afternoon. He says, we'll set up camp and make sure we can get ourselves warm before we, have to suffer from the cold. I know it's not exactly the best of times, but we'll see if we can find another solid rock or a mesa or a cave or something we can use.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Do I see one of those
Uh,
up in the air?
maybe there's mesas in the far distance, but not ones in the direction that you're heading. There might be some more just over the horizon, but it will take a bit of time. But with that and everybody settled, you take the time needed in order to get the sand seals ready to go, and once again you are on the way along the dunes, through the Gerudo Desert, and onwards to hopefully your destination. But we will leave that for another time. I know we're ending a little bit earlier than we usually do, but I feel like if we go on to the next section, we'll go over time. But yes, thank you everybody so much for listening / watching. I have been ArticulateT, the Game Master. This has been Hyrule Chronicles, episode 122. As always, I have had with me Renji Vox, being played by Nether.
Thank you for watching / listening / whatever it is you do here. I'm not judging.
I have had Hikan Sio, being played by Avrdal.
Bye-bye.
I have had Zayden Shari, being played by Robot Pirate.
Arf, arf.
And I have had Max, being played by Keystrif.
Why do anything big and flashy? Just use lightning bolt. It's a good spell.
I didn't ask how far away the enemy was. I cast lightning bolts.
We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.